always stay ready. Hey, yeah, I'm ready. Hey, we ready.
Hello guys, welcome back to another Swordburst 3 video, and today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be comparing both dual wielding and katanas and pretty much giving you guys my opinion on which one is better, especially if you're a PvPer or PvEer, whatever your preference is. I'm going to give you guys my personal opinion on which one is better, which fighting style is better. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into today's video. So the first weapon we're going to go over is katanas, basically because I already have it equipped. This is what katanas look like. This is what the stance looks like and the swing animations. Katanas are pretty cool in this game. I won't lie, like the animations are pretty cool. The attacks are really cool. I really like the attacks of katanas. Like they're super flashy. They hit very hard, and you can easily like solo bosses with this weapon style. Like it's definitely one that players should go after if they're using one-handed or greatsword. I feel like katanas is just a whole different ballpark. But I will say there's one thing about katanas, about this fighting style, that I sort of find it a bit difficult, and that is the wind-up attacks. Now, if you guys don't know, with the katana, some of the attacks do take like a little bit of a wind-up before they actually, hit. So for example, my E skill, which is the very last skill that you unlock for the katanas, it has like a really long wind-up. Like it does this little slash. Now, to some players that might look quick, but if you're in a PvP scenario where you're dashing around and doing this and just dashing around your opponent, trying to hit them with this is very hard to do, especially because it has such a long wind up. It's not that fast. Same thing with the R move that I got equipped here. This also has a long wind up, but just as like katanas could be kind of slow with PvP, they also could be kind of fast. Like the F skill is super fast, the X skill is also super fast, so it's kind of a mix of both. But the hard hitting skill is the one that actually deal a lot of damage. They are a bit slow and they are a bit harder to land when it comes to PvP. And even sometimes when it comes to PvE, sometimes it's a little hard if the boss is like moving around following another player, or if the mob is following another player. Sometimes it's a bit hard to land that E skill, but it really just depends on your patience and just how good you are with katanas in general and the combat of Swordburst 3 in general. But yeah, that's pretty much it with katanas. There's really like no difference between katanas and like one-handed weapons. They basically have the exact same stats. Like this is the stats, or this is my player stats with my one-handed katana here. My attack is 1328 because I haven't upgraded the katana at all. My crit damage is 200%, my crit is 5%. And same thing if I were to equip a one-handed weapon, it'll be the exact same thing, just 1328 on my attack. My crit damage is 200%. Like nothing really changes with these weapon styles, so it's really easy to depict which one you want to use. Really the only difference, like I said, is the skills that you have. And the katana, although it can be very fun and very flashy to use, I will admit that it is a bit harder to use compared to dual wielding, because dual wielding is just a very no-brainer. You just turn off your brain and attack. Dual wielding is just very easy for that. But speed on dual wielding, let's go ahead and switch over to dual wielding. Alright, so we have dual wielding equipped. Now with dual wielding, one thing I want to point out, the reason why I took off my aura is that with dual wielding, you can actually dual wield any one-handed weapon. That means katanas, swords. In the future, if they add scythes into the game and the scythes are one-handed, you could dual wield scythes, which honestly in my head that looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, like dual wielding scythes sounds pretty awesome. Or if you could dual wield daggers, and all that stuff sounds pretty cool later on in the future when they add it. But right now we just have one-handed swords and katanas, so you can dual wield them. You can also dual wield both katanas if you want to. Like if I put this in my left hand, or actually no, I should put it in my right hand. If I equip this to my right and then equip this to my left, you can dual wield katanas as well. Now with dual wielding, it's a lot less flashier than katanas. I will say, like, the moves and the attacks are a lot less flashier, but dual wielding does have two advantages, two of them. The first advantage is that dual wielding is very quick all around. Like you could be just really fast with dual wielding. Like if you're dashing around like this, you can dash around, use your skills like that. You can do a little leap like that. Like dual wielding has a lot of movement with it, and it also packs a punch as well. Like just like with a katana, dual wielding does pack like a big punch. Like if I were to stand right here from a distance and just hit this like wasp, I can hit it from that far away, and just look at it, I completely almost deleted the entire wasp. And that's me using weapons that have not been upgraded at all yet. And the second advantage I want to talk about with dual wielding is the attacks. Now, when you're dual wielding in Sword Burst 3, dual wielding actually gives you a bit more attack damage than if you were to use just a normal weapon. So if I were to go ahead and unequip this katana and only have one katana in my hand, or basically using katana instead of dual wielding, you see my attack is 1328. But if I go and dual wield them, my attack goes up to 1660. So your base attack does go up slightly. It's not really that much of a difference, but it is just a slight increase in damage. Just a very, very slight increase in damage. But the biggest thing about dual wielding is that dual wielding actually has a double chance to get a crit. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, basically when you're using dual wield, you basically hit twice, and each hit that you do is a chance to crit, right? Like you see how you have a 5% crit chance on, you know, whatever attack you're doing. Dual wielding is basically double that. So with dual wielding, it's pretty much 10% instead of 5%, because you're hitting twice. You're hitting the enemy twice, you're hitting the mob twice. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about. So let me go up to this mob, and if I just swing once, you see I hit it twice. You see the damage indicator pop up 2 times for that one swing. That is just one swing right there. One swing, and I'm hitting it twice, obviously, because I'm dual wielding. But if I were to equip just the katana, so if I unequip that and just have the katana, it's a single swing, a single damage right there. If you guys look at it, just one single damage, 1328. One single damage. That's all it is. But if I equip my dual wielding, I hit it twice. Oh, if I can, don't miss. I hit it twice. So yeah, dual wielding does have that advantage over katanas. You basically hit your enemies twice as fast, and you have a twice as, you know, likely chance to get a crit. So instead of 5%, it's basically 10%, because it's 5% per hit, and you're hitting it twice. So it's pretty much 10% by that logic. And another thing with dual wielding is that it has long range attacks, so you can pretty much just play it safe and stand really far back and use these attacks, as I was showing you guys before. Oh wait, I gotta get a little closer, a little closer for that one. But I can pretty much stand far back and use these attacks, and I can stay out of range of this wasp. Like, this wasp will never hit me as long as I keep doing this. And that's something that you can do that with basically every weapon in the game. You can, because every weapon does have a long range slash attack. But the thing about dual wielding, again, is that you hit the enemy twice. So, you know, it's double the damage. Like, it's pretty insane. Dual wielding is definitely worth the 800 Robux if you guys got it laying around. And personally, you know, this might be a hot take, but personally, I would say dual wielding is better than katana, because you get to hit your enemies twice, you know, 2 times per swing, 2 times per skill. You have a double chance to hit crit, and you could dual wield with any one-handed weapon. It's not just one-handed swords, it's any one-handed weapon. And also your damage is slightly increased, your base attack is slightly increased. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think dual wielding wins the cake for this. Now, of course, if you guys don't have 800 Robux laying around, or if you like katanas better, obviously use katanas. I mean, at the end of the day, it's really up to your personal preference. Dual wielding is a bit better when it comes to PvP, just because it has those broken abilities, such as, you know, hitting your enemy twice with one swing, or you can kind of just, you know, stand back and use this skill from afar. Like, dual wielding does have advantages, but if you don't have the Robux, or if you don't like dual wielding, or you just want to use katana, by all means, you're fine doing that as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully this, like, you know, educate you guys on dual wielding and katanas and which one you might want to go for. Personally, I would say if you got the Robux to spend, if you got 800 Robux laying around, you don't know what to do with it, get dual wielding. You'll be happy with the results. You'll be pretty happy with it. The only thing that sucks about dual wielding is that you do have to upgrade both weapons, but you know, in Sword Burst 3, upgrading isn't that big of a deal. It doesn't really take that long to upgrade, so you know, it doesn't really matter in my personal opinion. You can upgrade both weapons pretty fast at the same time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and go ahead and join the Discord, because we're always looking for new members. But yeah, it's been your boy Takeoi, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.